Coming up on Eagle Vision News, we bring you details on a 10-hour bank standoff with the police.
And we tell you why music lovers in Los Angeles might be spending a little more money this fall.
Also, one of our reporters takes us behind the scenes of Biola's recently canceled student events.
All this and more coming up on Eagle Vision News. Welcome to Eagle Vision News. I'm Emily Heisinger.
And I'm Endless Anderson. Our top stories tonight. A 2-year-old girl was accidentally shot by her father in an Apple Valley home. On Wednesday morning, the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department responded to a call about an accidental shooting. It was reported that the father was cleaning his gun while it accidentally went off. The bullet went through the ceiling and struck the girl in the stomach as she was sleeping. The girl was treated on the scene by paramedics and then flown over to a trauma center where she had emergency surgery. The 2-year-old is in stable condition and her parents are being interviewed by the Department of Children and Family Services. The Sheriff's Department claims that it was an accident, but the case is being handed over to the District Attorney's Office.
A man is in custody after a 10-hour standoff with police. In Hawthorne Wednesday night, a man came into Wells Fargo around 7:45 p.m. Employees say the man was wearing a vest or jacket that looked to have wires protruding out of it. The bank, located in the 13500 block of Hawthorne Avenue, was evacuated of other customers when the suspect refused to leave. Both SWAT and crisis negotiators were at the scene to defuse the situation. However, the man refused to surrender peacefully to authorities, and they used tear gas to get him out of the building. The situation ended around 2:30 a.m. after 10 hours of negotiation. No one else was inside the bank during the standoff.
For those concert goers out there, a popular Los Angeles concert and event venue will be increasing their prices. The Los Angeles Board of Supervisors approved a proposal to increase ticket prices at the Hollywood Bowl. The idea presented by the LA Philharmonic Association will cause a $1 to $12 increase per ticket depending on the event and seat. Not only did this vote have an effect on tickets, but there will be a $4 increase for general parking and a $5 increase for valet parking. Altogether, this change will create an increased revenue of $30,000.
Congressman Steve Scalise is back on Capitol Hill, even if just for a day. 106 days after being shot and gravely injured while practicing for the GOP congressional baseball game, Scalise has returned to the Capitol. Early Thursday morning, he posted a photo on Twitter with the caption, "I'm back." He was greeted to the floor with a standing ovation that lasted for several minutes and then addressed Congress, thanking them for their love, kindness, and especially their prayers during his recovery. He also paid tribute to those Capitol police officers who were there that day, stating, "You are my hero, you saved my life." Scalise returns only on Thursday this week, but will be back in the Capitol over the next few months while still continuing his rehabilitation.
The world of sports has been receiving a lot of attention lately, and our reporter Kara Ramey is here to tell us more. Kara?
Thank you. The sports world is in uproar after Trump harshly criticizes NFL players for kneeling in protest. Hundreds of athletes across the world are kneeling or linking arms during the national anthem to protest Trump's recent statements saying all NFL athletes that protest disrespect the flag and should be fired. 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick started the protest in 2016 to oppose racial inequality, and after Trump's latest statement at his rally, hundreds more players have also taken a knee. The WNBA has an exciting start to the season when the LA Sparks win with just 6 seconds left in the game. On Sunday's opening WNBA game, the Los Angeles Sparks lead the first quarter 28-2 against the Minnesota Lynx. The Lynx make an exciting comeback, soon leading 78-68 with just 4 seconds left on the clock. They gain back momentum, and with just 2 seconds left on the clock, Chelsea Gray shoots and makes a jump shot, leading the Sparks to victory against the Minnesota Lynx. The LA Dodgers' Clayton Kershaw earns 18th win on Sunday's game against the Giants. After pitching 8 innings against the Giants, Kershaw led the Dodgers to a 3-1 victory against the San Francisco Giants. Kershaw now has become the first 18-game winner in the majors. After Sunday's game, the Dodgers are at 99-57, their most wins since 1974.
Thanks, Kara. It's the best time of year for sports fans, as in just 2 weeks, every major sports league will be back. And you know, it is a pretty slow time over the summer for the sports world, except one activity definitely picks up, and that is surfing.
Exactly. Well, Eagle Vision's very own Bretton Thuene was at Huntington Beach to bring us one of the year's most unique sporting events.
3, 2, 1.
Surf City, USA attracted all new types of wave riders over the weekend, as the McKenna Subaru Surf Dog Classic brought in thousands of spectators to witness man's best friend take to the water. The fun-filled annual spectacle took place over 3 days as contestants came from all over the state to compete in the tournament.
In sports, the word prodigy gets used a lot, and in the world of surfing dogs, that is none other than Teddy here. Teddy was surfing since he was 6 months old. He's a golden doodle from San Diego, and he's got a shot in the finals today.
For 3 years, Teddy and his owner Daniel have attended all 4 surf dog events on the West Coast and believe that Surf Cities lives up to its nickname.
It's right there. It's right on the top of the cusp of all of them. They're all about the same. They just have everything has their own flavor when it comes to the surfing events.
The event also featured dozens of vendors and fundraisers supporting charity partners like the Orange County SPCA, Huntington Dog Beach, and Southern California Golden Retriever Rescue. And it wasn't only the dogs competing that got to make a splash. Several vendors were offering ocean-themed merchandise for both owner and pet, including John Caput, the owner of Labrashark, who was giving the canines a free chance to give the other dogs and their owners quite the scare.
We're not selling them today, we're just playing and getting pictures, letting the people take them down on the beach and swim with their dogs and post pictures on Instagram and Facebook, and it's just a lot of fun watching everybody play with the dog fins. Everybody loves them, they're a lot of fun.
The dogs were separated into 3 categories depending on size, and their surfing was judged in several categories, including how long they rode the wave. And while there were many wipeouts to be had, the dogs were hopeful that the judges would throw them a bone. At the event's conclusion, both pets and spectators were sad that they had to go home, but the Huntington Dog Beach remains open year-round for owners to take their pets for some fun in the sun. This has been Bretton Thuene reporting for Eagle Vision News.
Our reporter Jessica Bruss joins us in the studio with some shocking recent health stories from around the world. Jessica?
Thank you. This Tuesday, Hurricane Harvey's death toll rose to 36. The cause? A flesh-eating bacteria. Floodwaters are more than just dirty water. They are often contaminated with bacteria, which can cause infection and illness. This was unfortunately the case for a 77-year-old woman named Nancy Reed, who contracted a flesh-eating bacteria that ultimately took her life. As Nancy was evacuating her home, she fell and broke her arm, allowing the bacteria, called necrotizing fasciitis, to enter her body through the wounds. Fortunately, there have been no other cases of this bacteria from the storm, and our hearts go out to all those still suffering from Harvey's impact. You may have never guessed it, but it turns out your height might be able to predict your risks of contracting certain health problems. A new study found that the taller you are, the higher your chance of getting blood clots and even cancer. Researchers found that women over 6 feet tall and men over 6'2" had a nearly 70% higher risk of getting a deadly blood clot. Taller men and women were also shown to be linked with higher risks of lung and breast cancers. Not all of the glory goes to the small, though, as the study also found people of shorter stature have a higher risk of diabetes and heart attacks. Just in time for fall, a flavor we all know and love has made its grand return to coffee shops and store shelves everywhere. But have you ever wondered why we are so addicted to this sweet spice? Pumpkin spice is a staple fall flavor that has been used in various cultures for millennia. But aside from memories, pumpkin spice also has an addictive nature. Psychologists say that when a flavor is combined with sugar, the brain learns at a subconscious level to associate the flavor with pleasant food digestion. So, whenever we drink a pumpkin spice latte, our brains are being trained to crave the flavor. And of course, the more we eat, the more we crave. Biola recently announced the cancellation of 2 student-run events on campus. Our reporter Victoria Lee Ward has more on the story.
Solo, what the heck are you doing here? I thought I kicked you out last week.
I'm sorry, you guys.
You hit the road, you filthy smuggler.
What started in the 80s as the Hall of Lights has since transformed into a full-blown event with games, food, and music. Imagine this hallway packed during the Christmas season. For over 20 years, Haven has provided an opportunity for students to celebrate the Christmas season in a very unique way. In just the past 5 years, these student-run events have grown significantly in both attendance and budget, leaving students confused by the recent announcement.
But it's like that feeling like afterwards, you're like, people like this, like we put all this time, all this stress into it, and like we got to like put smiles on like 1,000 people's faces. It's like, it was fun.
According to SGA advisor and SPA director, Laura Egram, the cancellations were not made because of the event's costs. Instead, she attributes the cuts to ongoing violations of residential facilities. Students have started a petition, securing 646 signatures to bring back the Christmas event, as well as Mosaic Masquerade. Despite students' efforts, no action will be taken to reinstate Mosaic Masquerade or Deck the Haven. This has been Victoria Lee Ward with Eagle Vision News.
As we officially move into the fall season, the temperature should be cooling down. We have Hannah Miller in the studio to give us this week's weather. So Hannah, can we expect sweater season to kick in?
Not quite yet. You can still enjoy a bit of that summer weather this coming weekend. And if you look at the picture here, you can grab maybe your surfboard or your kayak and head down to the beach and enjoy that nice summer breezy weather. This morning we had a nice chilly 65 degrees, afternoon 86 degrees, and the evening we went back down to a nice 65 degrees. And looking at the forecast across the country, we can see that California is experiencing somewhat of a heat wave. So if we look at NorCal, we can see that it's in the high 70s and mid 80s. And if we look down at SoCal, it's in the high 80s and low 90s. But we can see that the Rocky Mountain area is already experiencing some sweater weather. And in Maine, they're at 54 degrees, and down south in Florida, they are at 90 degrees. And if we look at the weather for the rest of the week, we see that Thursday, today, was the hottest at 90 degrees. The rest of the weekend is at a beautiful high in mid 80s. And the rest of the week, we're going to drop down to a high 70 and back at 80. And that's all I have for you on this week's weather.
Thanks, Hannah. You know, I'm a little bit disappointed that it heated up again this week. I was really enjoying those lower temperatures we had last week.
I know I was really looking forward to getting to wear a sweater this week, but hopefully it'll get cooler.
Yeah, hopefully soon. That's all the news we have for you this week, but join us next time on Eagle Vision.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Biola EV for more updates. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.